This is the church event app that is geared for Seventh-day Adventist churches. It's a cool app. I've liked it. I put it together and I want you to introduce it to you. This is solely for, I made it solely for Seventh-day Adventist Church and also for anyone who wants to have a personal ministry by themselves. The vision is to connect Seventh-day Adventists nationwide with a mission to allow for event communication within Seventh-day Adventist churches in North America because of the addresses, while helping church leaders to promote and manage departmental meetings, evangelistic plan, and missionary work. Anyone who wants to go into their personal ministry can also use this app. It's not only geared for Seventh-day Adventist churches but for anyone itself. The app solves the following opportunities. Wanting to know what is currently going on at your church? Well, it is for that transparency. Easy way to communicate with a wider cross section of church members and ministers in the church. Easy collaboration of events planning and execution and feedback. It improves event logistic by knowing via registration who and how many will be attending an event. It makes it easy to find events. So it's easy. Just go ahead and install it. If you have an Android, you go to Google Play Store. If you have an iPhone, then you go to the App Store. Look for the icon. When you type it in, make sure you select app and look for church events, which is the big C with a little red E in the middle, by Carlton Foster. Look for it, search for it, and just install it. It takes a small amount of bytes. It won't affect your phone. So once you install it and you open it, it comes up with this page where you'll say logging or checking to sign up. Just click on that link at the top right to be able to sign up if you're a new user. And then once you click on it, it will go over to another page that will ask you for information. This is like a dual page itself. The people who already signed up will maybe get this link, this page itself, but if you're not, there's just toggle the button there that says click this to sign up. Click it and it will toggle over to the sign up page. In the sign up page is where you'll enter information about your church or you yourself. If personally, basically it's asking for your name and email addresses. That is the main thing. The name, your name, and your email address, and any other information that might be pertinent to your church or your ministry itself. So you can fill out as much as possible. The main thing is to communicate to other members of your group itself. But the email and the name is how the system knows how to get in touch with you. Once you do that and save, a successful save, submit, you will get another page logging you into the system. Once you see a logout, it means that you are already logged in. And this app is geared also, you don't have to log out. You can close the app and open it back again, and it will automatically log you in and know once you're last logged in. It will remember that. Now it has a number of modules. This is on the first screen itself. You have a church module, event module, registration module, bulletin module, and members module, notes, coordinators, programs, videos, Bible study. Settings is where you go to do additional settings for your app, and also a hyperlink to tithes and offering. So at the bottom where you have Bible study and tithes, those are hyperlink. So if we go over to the church module, the first thing you have to do once you sign up is click on church and then type in that box up there the name of the church itself, or just click on the icon to look for a list of churches. You want to search for your church or your ministry itself. Either one. Once you select it, you just the main thing is to assign you as that church as your home church. Home church is important. And so once you type a wild character, any characters, if you notice I'm typing Bible here, and it lists me all the churches with the word Bible in it. There's approximately 4,000 odd churches that are in the app itself, all the way from Florida all the way to California, the whole of North America, Seventh-day Adventist churches. And so if you click it, you will find it. If you can't find one, then you click on the plus and add your church information there. Once you find a church and you click on it, it will go over now to where you would assign the church as your personal church. So once you do that, just select from there what if you're a member or whatever post you have in the church itself, and then make sure you check the box that says home church, where you assign your home church. This is you can only have one home church. You can add a number of churches to your profile if you visit them, but you can only have one home church itself. And so this is these information here is just an indication to your other church members your role you may have played or you will be playing at your church itself. So once you select it and hit submit, then it will add this church to your profile. So this is the first thing that one would do once you install the app and assign a church or a ministry. There's a couple of ministries that are in here. Once you do that and assign it, then that's it. Now there are two options here, which is the pastors or the coordinator. Those are the only two options, if you assign them to yourself, that can edit the church information. Now there's only one pastor that can be assigned to a church, and there's about 4 or 3 coordinators that can be assigned. Once you have done that, then you can't assign any more pastors or coordinators, but you can always assign members. So if you have to edit or create a ministry, you just click the plus button, and it will ask you for all the information that is only related to the church itself, the church name, address, and conference, or in other words, whatever is pertaining to the church. Once you fill it up and hit submit and save, then we'll add the church itself. Now that you have selected a church and become a member of that church, and you assign a church as your home church, then the member is where you go to click on to see all the other members of that church itself. Now remember, you can only see a list of members if you assign a home church. You won't see the list of members for other churches if you go there if you're not a home church or if you're just a visitor. So once you do that, you click on members, a list of members will show up. And if you notice, there are some icons with a phone, some icons with a pencil. You will see those if you created those records, and if that member also has a phone number and you can call. You won't see the number itself, but if you click on the little icon with the phone, you can either do a voice or an audio chat with the person. And this is an example of the screen that will pop up. I had 2 phones and I clicked from one to the other, but this feature needs more improvement. It's not working as it should. I need to spend some more time getting this part working, but it will only work if the individuals that are on the phone and in the church app at the same time. It's just like a WhatsApp application itself. The good thing is that you can communicate with members even when you don't have their phone number. Next, we're going to look at events. When you go to the main screen, when you logged in, at the top here is where the current events are scroll across. So whatever is current for your organization, or even the organization that you registered events for, or for promotion coming from other churches, it will scroll across that screen itself. And only current event. Past events that are gone won't scroll across it. So the next thing that we're going to look at is the event module itself. The modules are just there to separate each function of this church event app itself. And these icons, you can click on them and it will take you to the module itself. And so the church event app is where you would put any kind of event itself, whether it be a divine service or whatever it is. And apart from the icons that you click on, you can also find menus at the side, which is there's a little three line. They call it a chevron or hamburger. When you click on it, other menus will pop up, and so we have other menus such as join a small group, skills for hire, or soulmate. You'll hear more about those features in the end of the video, but this is just let you know that's where you have other menus. And so we're going to be looking at events itself. So what are the events that you would add here? If you have meetings, department meetings, group meetings, pathfinder meetings, any gathering that you want to remember or to send out notification or to invite people to, you can add it here. Even divine service, Sabbath school, you can add events here for it. I encourage you to add events so that you can use that to notify people and invite them to your church. So if you click on events, you'll come up to a screen. This screen will list you the current events for the church or the organization that you have assigned as your home church. If you don't have any, then you will see all other churches events here. And the main thing is that this is a list of the current events. You can click on it. You have buttons to look at past event and so forth. So if you click on an event, you'll go to the event detail that give you more information about the event, such as who is organizing it, where's the information, the date and time, and so forth, and any other pertinent information that give you access to either register for the event by clicking register or unregister, or look at the notes of anybody putting a notes on the screen, or even looking for any videos that might be attached to the event itself. So the event also has flyers that you can attach to an event. The flyers will show up if you scroll down from the detail view. You will see the flyers that is attached to the event itself. Bear in mind that when you attach flyers, it will only the flyers will scroll across the current event screen. But if you don't have a flyers, then the text information for the event will scroll across the screen. And so bear that in mind. So when you create an event, the main thing is to share the event itself. So when you're in an event, from the details screen, you can click on the icon to share it. You'd want to share event with other members that are not in your church. But once an event is created, all the members of your church automatically get a notification in their phone that a new event was created. So the share event is really to share either a private event, because if it's private, only you alone can see it, nobody else can see it. So only the public event and the church event can be seen by others. So you click on the icon here to share the event itself. If you create it, you'll have the ability to select the members who you want to share this with. If you don't create it, you can also share this event, but you only have the ability to share it with by email. So if you create the event, you will see this screen here once you click share, and here's where you'll see a list of members from your organization, your church. And what you'll do, you just check the box of those who you want to invite and then hit submit to invite them. They will get a notification that they have been invited to this event itself. That is only if you create the event. And so what you want to do is the events that are private, you want to be able to make sure you invite people to those private events. For the other ways to share it, you can either share it by either selecting somebody that are already registered with the app from another church, or if they don't have the app, then you can also send them an email, but you have to know their email address and their name, and you hit submit. They'll get a email notification asking them to register for the event itself. And so the other thing is that you can also share this event in cities or zip codes or state or conferences. This will only go to the people who install the app and and their home church is part of the city, zip code, states, or conferences. But only conference leaders can share events with conferences and states. But normally anyone else can share it with either city or zip code. So if you are a conference leader, it's only restricted to conference leader. or once you can click on a conference, enter the information, and this events will then appear on all the members of that conference on their phone. It will pop up at the top, and this is where you call a promotional event. um, they will see it, and that's only restricted to conference leaders and so forth. Now, how to create an event? Well, once you click the plus button when you're in looking at an event itself, it will open up where you'll enter the event title, the category it's going under, and also if you have, for example, when it's going to start, when it's going to, if it's going to be recurring or not. And so all the information for the event goes here. You want to make sure that you put all the pertinent information there. If it's recurring, if it's not recurring, you select no. But if it's recurring, then you put whether it be weekly, monthly, or yearly itself. The good thing about it, if it's recurring, you have to state when it will end. What the system will do will automatically create the event, the next event when the current event is expired. And so it will automatically do that, and it will automatically notify people. So you don't have to do anything. It will automatically do that for you, notify whoever is registered for that event. You can also attach flyers to the event itself. And so bear in mind that when you attach a flyer, when it's showing up in the main screen, if it's a flyer, it will show the flyer itself. But if it's not, if no flyer is attached, it will show the text information coming from the name of the event and who created it and so forth. So you want to be cautious with that. Now here's the 4 status of an event. Public, which means anybody from any church that clicks on your church will see it. Church event, church status is only the members of your church will see it automatically if an event is created, which means that if it's a Pathfinder event and you make the status church, only your church will see it automatically. Nobody else will see it from any other churches. Private, as you know, only you alone will see it. And so these are some of the information emails that goes out when somebody registered for an event. They'll get an email of the event and so forth, the date and time. And this is a good thing because it reminds them every time an event is due. For example, even 1 hour before the event, they will get not an email at that time, but they will get an alert on their phone letting them know that an event is about to start, and that notification normally goes to the phone 1 hour, no, I think it's 2 hours before the event itself. The registration is only if an event is created or if somebody registered for an event, then you'll get an email. And these are good information to have and to keep you alert when something is going on at your church or your ministry itself. Yes, so we're going to go over now to notes. Notes is related to events. These are the notes for an event, and notes is where you go and do collaboration for an event. You can ask questions, you can make comments, and it will be saved under that event itself. And so it's a good way if you're planning a future event and you need information and collaboration between members, if it's private, before you make it public. And that's where once you click on notes and you click on the event itself, it will go to this screen where, as you see, it will save the name of the person who makes the event and the date and time they make the event and what the notes and what the note is about. Now the person who creates a note have, I think, up to maybe 1 hour to edit it. After 1 hour, if they don't make any edit to it, then it's no longer editable. And so bear that in mind. Now coordinators are those individuals who creates events, right? Coordinators are the individual who creates events and or promote events or be presenter of events itself. And so anybody can be a coordinator, even a person who is not part of your organization, like a visiting evangelist or a guest speaker. They need to go under coordinators. And once you do that, then you have a list of coordinators at your church. Or if you need a new one, if somebody already created an evangelist in some other state somewhere else, and you need that same person at your church to come one day, it's very easy. Once you type in their name, their information will pop up. And so this now takes away the issue of trying to find somebody if you don't have their information. If somebody already invited them, you can do the same thing too. And so pastors and coordinators are the ones who will be here creating events. Now when you click on a event presenter or a coordinator, this is the detailed screen of the person. Here, if it's an evangelist, they have the ability of putting their bio and any other information that you need to know about the individual. Either the coordinator or the evangelist, they have the ability of making changes to their information itself. And so registration. Now registration is the beauty. Why? Because this is where you need to know if somebody is registered to come to the event. Because in the past we have planned a number of events, even say for example Bible study events, and you wonder who and who will be coming. But here, once they register, then you have an idea who, and you can communicate with them about your registration itself. So on the registration, once you click it, you will see the current registration in the list itself, the ones that you are registered for, as well as you'll have the ability to go to pending registration, or even if you have an event that you will be hosting, you can also see the list of people that are registered for this event. And so this will only shows those who said yes they're coming or no they're not coming, and it will give you an idea so that you can have a quorum, if you have a quorum for the meeting itself or the event itself, or if you have to cancel. So this is where you encourage, once you set on when you create an event and you shared it, make sure you let them know to register for the event, because when they're registered they will automatically get a notification when the event is ready to start, and remind them every week. And if it's a recurring meeting, it will remind them every time a new meeting is created. And so with the registration here, it shows a list of registered members for an event. Now this is how the current event screen look. These lists here will show you those events that you yourself have registered for. It will show up in this list. Then you have another icon button that you can click on to see all my past registered event. You can register for event even at your church or another church. You can register for events anywhere in the app itself, and they will all compile under your registration list. Now if you have an event that you yourself are hosting, you can click on that event and look at those people who plan to attend your meeting, and they will say yes I'm attending or no I'm not attending, and give you reason and so forth. This is very important, especially with board meetings or any kind of meeting. If you're going to know who and who will be coming, you don't have to call them. Now program is an area, it's just for a category itself. This is where you put certain events on a certain category itself, and the reason for it, so that if you want to go look at all the Bible studies events, then you have an ability to see all of the Bible study events, or all of the whatever the category is that is up there. You can go there and find it. So for example, if you notice in this one screen, it lists the categories on the left and how many events, current event, past event, and even pending events for this one category. So if you're planning on going to a church to see their Bible studies program, you want to know if there's one in the future, you can see how many is on the pending event. Once you click the pencil here, it will take you to that category itself, where you can then view all the details for those events itself. So for example, for social activity category, these would be the list of events that are categorized, and again, this is only for your organization that you have as a home church. If you click to go to another church, you will also see the categories for that church itself, so it doesn't have to be your church. Now if videos is also a part of events, if you attach a video to an event, and you can click on videos, and it will show you all the videos for that has an event itself, or all the current events. um, Once you click on it, it's normally associated with YouTube, and YouTube only at this time. And so, once you click on it, it will play the YouTube video in the app itself. Okay, so we're almost done. We're now looking at some other features of the app. We have in the app a feature called small groups that you will get in the menu on the left. Small groups are like Pathfinders or Bible study small groups, or even men's ministry, women's ministry, any kind of social activity group itself that are part of the church. Once you click on it and sign up for one, it will show you all the members that are part of it. On the main screen, you will see maybe an icon called website. That for that church, if you click on it, it will take you to the website for that church. You don't have to know the URL for it. It will take you to that church's website if you click on it, and these are at the bottom of the app in the last release. And so when I'm traveling and I need to see a church, I can just click here to see what the church looks like on the app. As well as you have a Bible study link at the bottom too. If you click it, by default it goes to ssnet.org. However, if your church have a Bible study website, in your church profile you can change the link to go to that website, but by default it goes to ssnet.org, or you can change it to yours. That is done in the church module itself, or the ministry module. You also have tithes and offering, the same thing. If you have a tithe and offering at your church, a website or a way they can pay or return their offering and tithes, you can add it there. If not, then it defaults to adventgiving.org. And so these are just means to help you to get to some of the activities that we as Adventists normally use. So the church event app, and then we have another thing called Skills for Hire. This is the era where members of the church who have their own personal business, they can advertise freely their business, like for example a mechanic, a software engineer, a computer repair. They can advertise that they have this business, and so that members can see who these individuals are, and maybe call them and ask them, solicit them for service. Once you're able to do this, then you notice you will keep the revenue and funds within the membership itself. And if a member is not performing well, or they're performing excellent, you have the ability to rate them also, and so it will be confidential. No one will know who, but you will have an idea to see whoever may have 1 star, 2 star, or 3 stars, and this gives you a way to rate the members who want to advertise freely their business with the church itself. As well as, last but not least, we have a module called Soulmate. This is like a dating app, a dating page where you can, singles people can say, that they're looking for a mate, and they have the ability, once they sign up, to see if there's any available person on the site itself. And so if you're a male, you will only see list of females that are single, or if you're a female, you'll only see males that are single. So yeah, this is the church event app presentation. You will like it. It has helped a number of churches to streamline, especially when COVID came around and it was difficult to know what's going on at the church. It was a blessing to be able to still communicate with each other from one app itself. Nowadays, website is not that easy to maintain and is not as friendly and automatic like this. And this app will help to keep church members together. So if you have any questions or concern, just hit me up on the app itself. Send me a notification, and I will, or there's a section there that says issues. You can go in there and put in an issues, create a ticket, and I'll immediately get an email for it. Thank you very much.